Hi everyone, this is Ruben of Prioritization, and in this short video I'd like to show you what the RISE prioritization framework is, how you can use it and how it works in practice. I recently did a survey amongst product owners and product managers in the Netherlands, and the RISE prioritization framework was the biggest one that everybody was using basically. So first question is, what is the RISE framework? So what you typically see is that people are using impact effort as a short assessment of any activity that they are doing. So let's say you need to create a new feature. You think, okay, what's the impact that it will create and what are the efforts to actually build it? And this is where the RISE framework actually started. But they added a couple of things on top of it to make it more complete. So they added impact, reach, they are using impact, reach, efforts, and confidence basically. And I will show you what those components are in a minute. The framework was actually started by Intercom, quite familiar software company, and also is being used at Rouspring. But what I said earlier, it's one of the most popular ones that are existing basically. So if you take a look at the RISE factors, there are 4 factors that are influencing the RISE scoring, which I will show you later on. So the RISE factors are reach, impact, confidence, and effort. So reach is typically how many users are benefiting of this specific feature, or maybe it's a bug even. What's the impact basically given in a specific time? Then the impact is basically more on looking at yourself. So how much does it help to reach our goals? And does it give a little bit help or a lot? Confidence, and that's actually an interesting one. How sure are we that if we are doing this, we will get the actual benefits that we are expecting? Or are we like very unsure? So it could be very big, but it could also be very low. And effort is more simple. What time and what effort does it take to create this new feature or new development? And each of those factors has a scoring of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10 depending on one. And you can basically sum it up real easy. So you see reach times impact times confidence divided by the effort. So if something is a lot of effort, you'll see the RISE score going down. If it's a lot of reach, impact or confidence, it will go up. It's actually quite simple. So let me show you how you can do this in practice. So let me open productlift.dev, which is right here. And let's go to our wish list. So we are collecting all kinds of features in our wish list. These ones are created by our customers. People have voted on it. So let's go into the score-based prioritization. And here you can see all of the items that we just had on the screen. You see we're using the RISE framework. So let's start actually determining the impact, the reach, confidence, and effort to see the RISE scores of a couple of these items. So maybe start off with the first one, so dark mode. So you can see that there are 11 votes on this. The conversion is around 5%, which is basically meaning everybody that has seen this, 5% of those people have upvoted for this item. Well, let's start off with doing something. So typically what you are doing is you're making relatives, right? So you need to see, okay, how much impact is this item compared to another one. So in this case, when I'm looking at dark mode, so the impact for our business, for me basically, it's not that high, right? So maybe it can be a 2, so right, it's kind of low. But the reach, how many users will be impacted on this, well, that can be quite high, right? So it can be, if you are looking at developers, it can be maybe an 8. How sure are we on all of these things? I don't know, it could be 50%, maybe we need to do some more research. And how much effort is this? It depends on how you've set up the application, but in this case it's not so much. So let's say it's a 2. So the RISE score automatically is calculated and comes to a 4. Let's do another one. So let's say integration with Slack. So Slack could be a catalyst for our product, right? We could be in the Slack domain directory or something like that. So impact can be actually quite decent, I would say maybe even a 7. Reach, do many of our users use Slack? It depends, we probably need to check, but let's say it's a 5. How sure are we on this all? Let's say 75%. And is it a lot of work? No, typically not, because it's like a quite decent API, so we can say give it a 4. So you see the score is now 6.5. And well, we can continue this whole exercise. We can also at some moment, if we say, oh, there's too many, we can see only the ones that are not being scored yet. We can reorder on them. We can change a lot of those settings. And this is how you can see what's coming out, right? Because you can reorder them and say, okay, the ones that are at the top, those ones are the probably ones that we need to pick up. But it could also help, because maybe you say, oh yeah, I see dark mode, it's lower in score than Slack, so maybe something went wrong during our prioritization activities, right? So you can tweak it a little bit. I think that's quite nice. And also, if you have a specific workflow that you say, no, okay, we need to do this for validation, right? So maybe the ones for Slack was pretty good, but the other one we mentioned, we did do some validation, so maybe we just make it for validation. In this way we can see, okay, we need to work on the specific item a little bit more. I think we were not sure about the reach actually. So this is how we can set it all up. So hopefully this video was interesting for you. Below the video in the description I have a lot more information for you. So I have a couple of templates, Excel template, PowerPoint template, etc. I have a bigger RISE article with examples, with detailed metrics on specific factors that you can use. I also share a RISE calculator, and I also dive in, give you a link to this product if you would like to use that. So yeah, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments, and hope to see you later. All right, see you.